Welcome on in, Pats Nation. You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global back here with another video. And in this one, by the title, you guys can tell I'm bringing you a very, very special early Christmas gift, as today I'm going to be giving you my way too early New England Patriots 7-round mock draft. Now, in this one, we're not getting too crazy, okay? Of course, in all my mock drafts, I'm going to try to keep them realistic, but of course, closer down the line in March, in April, that's when we're going to start exploring different scenarios via the mock draft simulators. In this one, though, I tried to keep it realistic, and in this one, I didn't do any trades. If you guys do want to see a way too early New England Patriots mock draft with trades, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section below. On top of that, I'm even considering starting to do a mock the mock once per week leading up to the draft. In fact, once we get closer to the draft, I might even do more than one mock the mock per week, where I react to some of your mock drafts and I react to professional analysts' mock draft for the New England Patriots. But let's roll the intro and get into today's mock draft. Alrighty, guys. So with the first pick, not the first pick, but in the first round with the second pick, I have the New England Patriots taking quarterback Drake Maye. Look, I think the biggest question is going to be the Bears. What do the Bears decide to do? Do they stick with Justin Fields? Do they decide that they want to go with a potential generational talent in Caleb Williams? I think that's going to be the biggest question mark. If they decide that they want to build around Justin Fields, then Caleb Williams is probably there, and that's probably the guy that the Patriots should take. Now, I'm not going to get in too much here about Drake Maye, just because I already made a video breaking down Caleb Williams or Drake Maye for the Patriots, kind of their scouting reports and which guy's best for the Patriots. So if you want to know more of my thoughts on both of these quarterbacks, go ahead and check out that video after you're done watching this one. But Drake Maye is easily the second best quarterback in this class. It goes Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, Jaden Daniels, and then quite literally everybody else. Drake Maye here this past season putting up 3,608 yards, a 63.3 completion percentage, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, a 149 rating with a 78.8 QBR, and then on the ground put up 112 carries for 449 yards, averaging 4 yards per carry and 9 touchdowns. At 6'4", 230 pounds, Drake Maye gives you the ideal size for a quarterback. He's also going to give you a dual threat quarterback, right? A lot of people have tried to compare him to Josh Allen. I don't think he's Josh Allen. The comparisons that I've given him before, Justin Herbert, maybe a Ben Roethlisberger, a guy who can be mobile if he needs to, but has a very good arm. And this is just a quarterback with big play potential just waiting to happen, okay? I honestly think that his best ball is his deep ball. In fact, if we look at his gradings here, this past season, he put up a deep grade for his deep ball of 96.8 with a overall passing grade of 89.1, an intermediate grade of 83.8, and a no pressure grade of 91.8. He also ranked second in college football in terms of deep yards, with 1,452 of his yards coming along from his deep throw. If you're looking for that quarterback that has that mobility, but you're also looking for a guy that's going to extend plays, he's going to give you, again, that deep opportunity for large splash plays, then Drake Maye is definitely going to be your guy. In my mock draft here, at least in this one, I had Caleb Williams being off the board, so this one just makes a ton of sense. And the last thing, too, that I'll say about Drake Maye is my favorite thing about him is that he can do more with less. And that's my concern with any quarterback that comes to New England. Can you do more with less? Jaden Daniels, that's kind of a question mark. He had some stars around him, right? Caleb Williams had some stars around him. Drake Maye doesn't have any stars around him. He doesn't have a tight end, a running back, a wide receiver that's going to be in the first round or whatnot, right? No elite players around him. He did more with less. And that's what I love about him. Now, next up here in the second round with the 34th pick, I have the New England Patriots going offensive tackle with Jordan Morgan. I know that kind of the famous pick here is going to be wide receiver, and I understand why. The Patriots are going to have a back of the first round, second round pick. That's usually where some of these star players, these receivers, these tight ends, these running backs, that's where they fall, and you can get a first round player still in the high second round. For me, I think the Patriots need to go offensive line. You didn't address it in the first round. You have to address it here in the second round. I don't think that the New England Patriots are bringing back both Mike Onwenu and Trent Brown. I think it is a major mistake to not bring back at least one of those guys. And I think the guy to bring back is Michael Onwenu, which means that the Patriots would still need a starting left tackle. And just like it was last year, I think the smart move is for the Patriots to draft an offensive tackle high and then to sign a veteran for a year, just so that at left tackle, one of the most important positions in football, you are not asking your rookie to essentially come out week one and be a dominant force. But Jordan Morgan, I am a massive, massive fan of. And I know for some people, they're going to say Jordan Morgan here at that, 34th pick. That seems a little bit rich for me, but this is a guy that I think even if the Patriots do take a little bit high, they can definitely get their return on investment. This is a guy, too, that will definitely take over at left tackle for New England. He has played strictly left tackle throughout his 3 years in college. This past year, playing at left tackle, putting up 785 total, or rather 787 snaps at left tackle. In 12 games, he only allowed 2 sacks, 1 quarterback hit, 13 hurries, and an overall PFF grade this year of 81.3, while last year put up an overall PFF grade of 83.1. Now, of course, we've had Trent Brown over at left tackle for the last few years, and he's an absolute unit on the left side. The Patriots will be getting another unit on the left side here with Jordan Morgan, who sits at 6'6", 320 pounds. This is a guy that has come a long way throughout his 3 years at left tackle. His first year in 2021 as a starter didn't really go all too well, but you saw that progression from him from 2021 to 2022 and just continues to get better as a starter. In 2021, in that rookie year, he put up an overall PFF grade of 53.1 on 706 total offensive snaps played and allowed 5 sacks, 7 quarterback hits, and 15 hurries. In 2022, he appeared still in 10 games and significantly cut that down to just 1 sack, 2 quarterback hits, and 14 total hurries. This is a guy, too, that is going to be a much better pass blocker than he is run blocker. And although the Patriots, I'm sure next year with a rookie quarterback, or a young quarterback rather, are going to want to continue to be a run first team with a dominant run force behind their starting quarterback, which I totally stick behind. But I do believe that, especially at left tackle, protecting your quarterback's blind side, the most important thing has to be pass protection. And you look at the issue for New England's offensive line all year, it's been issues with pass protection. Bill O'Brien's likely to be back next year. Bill O'Brien has proven all season long that he clearly wants to pass the ball first, which I don't necessarily argue about, right? This is a pass first league. How do you make sure you get your return on investment for your receivers, for your quarterback? You make sure that your quarterback has long enough to actually pass the ball. And this past season, he put up an overall passing grade of 87.7 with a run blocking grade of 73.4. The New England Patriots, in my scenario here, get back Michael Onwenu on the right side and then get this developmental tackle who has shown so much poise and development here in the second round to take over on the left side. Now, next up here in the third round, I have the New England Patriots going with yet again another offensive piece here, as this is the third piece in a row that the New England Patriots have decided to go offensively. And I went back and forth with myself thinking, is this realistic, right? Because is Bill Belichick or whoever the head coach going to be, are they really going to use the first 3 picks on offense? And I thought to myself, well, if they're smart, realistically, they will. Here in the third round, pick 66th overall, the New England Patriots taking wide receiver Jermaine Burton from Alabama. This is a guy that would make a lot of sense in New England's system, especially because this is a guy Bill O'Brien has worked one-on-one with just back in 2022. But before we get into this, guys, I want to give a massive shout out to the quick sponsor of this video. Take a listen if you guys want to give your boy a little early Christmas gift. Guys, listen up, because I'm about to give you a once in a lifetime opportunity to make some serious money. So if you're somebody who likes money, and who doesn't like free, easy money, then don't skip and listen up. Go ahead and download the Sleeper app right now, guys. Sleeper is the best parlay player prop service that you are going to find around. They also have some of the best odds for you to bet on to guarantee yourself some easy money, such as anytime touchdown, and you can bet on anything, all the way from the NFL to the MLB to the NHL and even college football and college basketball. I'm going to put a link in the description box and the comment section below for you guys to download the Sleeper app. Make sure to use my code GLOBAL because they will match your first deposit just by using that promo code GLOBAL. So for example, if you deposit $20, guess what? Now you have $40 free to bet with. This is your time to make some serious money, my friends. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out the Sleeper app. This offer isn't here forever. So if you guys want to make some serious cash, now is your opportunity to do so. Go ahead and check out the Sleeper app. All right, guys. So yeah, go ahead and check out the Sleeper app. It truly does help your boy out when you do use it, and use that promo code GLOBAL. There'll be a link in the description box below and pinned in the comment section. But in the third round, the New England Patriots are adding another wide receiver. Jermaine Burton isn't necessarily a guy who's going to be a wide receiver one. In fact, if that's what you're expecting here, I hate to disappoint you, because realistically, he's probably going to be more of a wide receiver 3. But in the third round, you're not expecting a wide receiver 1, right? Jermaine Burton here in 12 games this past year, 52 targets, 35 receptions, 777 yards with 8 touchdowns, and is averaging 22.2 yards per reception. At 6 foot, 194 pounds, he's a guy that some people might expect transitioning to the NFL level. He's going to be more of a slot guy. And I'm sure the Patriots will use him in the slot at times, but with Alabama, despite being that size, pretty much played exclusively on the outside. And why is that? Well, if you look at his yards per reception, it's because of how fast he is. This is going to be another fast, elusive, quick guy on the field. And with the New England Patriots potentially looking to get rid of Tyquan Thornton this offseason, if they're smart, they might look to add another guy, another fast receiver, and that guy can be Jermaine Burton. And like I said earlier, having a guy in the system that Bill O'Brien has worked with before and got production out of just sounds like a brilliant selection by the Pats. He's a guy that works really well in midair too, right? Depending on how the quarterback's going to throw the ball, no matter how the ball is kind of traveling through the air and gets down to Burton, he makes really good midair adjustments. He's also very good on the sidelines with really good awareness, but he's also, especially for his size, very good in contested catch situations. Again, if you look back at the first pick the Patriots made, Drake Maye, what is the thing that I told you about him? That his deep ball is arguably the best. He's an explosive play just waiting to happen. Pairing him up with Burton, who just speeds past defenders with ease, again, just makes so much sense. He's a sure-handed guy who, despite putting up 777 yards like previously mentioned, he didn't have a single drop. He's a sure-handed guy, so if you're going to go to him, you don't have to worry about is he going to bobble. And that's an issue that the Patriots have had this year, especially is, their receivers being reliable and having issues with drops. They won't have that here with him. Another issue the Patriots have had in recent years, including this one, has been the receivers having issues getting open against man coverage. He put up an overall grade against man coverage of 69.5, which doesn't necessarily sound great, which isn't amazing, but it is still definitely better than average. To go along with that too, his overall receiving grade was 84.6. And then the biggest concerns that I have for him is his route tree. I feel like the biggest things we've heard so far coming out from Alabama is that his route tree isn't significant, has some issues with those route trees overall. So that's something that has to be coached out of him and easily can. The big reason, though, that I could see him falling a bit is because of some of these character issues, okay? Sometimes he can get very hot-headed, very tempered. He's going to have to go to a place that they're going to be able to maintain that. There was that one point where I forget who Alabama played, but they lost, and the opposing team just stormed the field, and Burton actually like swung or hit one of the female fans of the other team. But again, Patriots have never shied away from those guys before. I don't think they'll do it again here. And I think that the potential definitely exceeds those questions. But moving on forward here, guys, in the 4th round, pick 98th overall, I have the New England Patriots finally going defense here, selecting cornerback Nehemiah Pritchett. And if you guys are wondering how long it took me to get that name down, it took me a while, so work with me. But the New England Patriots need help at cornerback, okay? Christian Gonzalez looks like he's going to be a star, but he's coming off a season-ending injury. But opposite of Christian Gonzalez, where are the New England Patriots going to go? We thought that guy was going to be Jack Jones. Newsflash, he's not here anymore. That didn't work out. Jonathan Jones is like a $12 million cap hit. Well, I'm sure he's going to be here. I wouldn't necessarily guarantee anything, especially with a new potential head coach. And then Marcus Jones is also coming off of another season-ending injury, and he's a guy that realistically you don't want to play on the outside. And Shaun Wade has definitely shown some progression, but he's not a guy that I want to have as my second starting cornerback opposite of Gonzo. So here, the New England Patriots get their cornerback opposite of Christian Gonzalez here at 6'1", 184 pounds. This guy has potential just waiting to happen. And again, some people might say, really, there's some other cornerbacks you probably could have gone here. Maybe this is a little bit of a push, but I think for the Patriots system specifically, this is a guy that I really like. This guy has production, and I think he's going to develop well into the NFL. In 9 games this past year, on 471 defensive snaps, he was targeted 26 times, allowing 12 receptions, and also allowing 134 yards, allowing 1 touchdown, and also the great thing about Pritchett is the fact that he has significantly gotten better every single year. And for me, that's a massive thing, right? I don't care how you played in 2022. I don't care how you played in 2021. How did you perform this recent year, and how have you progressed each year throughout college? His first year in 2021, he put up an overall PFF grade of 55.4 and allowed 433 yards and was allowing a passer rating of 83.4. He then, in his second year in 2022, allowed a PFF grade of 70.6, allowed 346 yards, and a passer rating of 72.9. And then, like I mentioned recently, this past year, his PFF grade was 71.1, only allowed 134 yards and a passer rating of 58.8, significantly getting better every single year and is showing how he truly can develop. This might be a little bit more of a developmental piece. I'm not saying that in his rookie year, he's going to be a starting cornerback for you, but we know that the Patriots like to ease their cornerbacks in their rookie year, and I think that Pritchett is a guy that by year 2 very well could be that starting cornerback outside of Christian Gonzalez. This is a guy, too, that has a lot of experience in different places defensively. In 2021, he actually played just over 200 snaps in the slot, played on 100 more snaps there in 2022, played a little bit of box cornerback too, and even played a couple of snaps deep. But for the main part, he is going to be a perimeter cornerback playing 427 snaps, 471 snaps rather, as a perimeter corner this past season. He was also only allowing a completion percentage of 46.2 this past season, which, believe it or not, is very good. The only thing that I think the Patriots aren't going to like too much about Pritchett is his ability in the run game, okay? He tends to get lost in the run game. That's where you're going to hear the majority of his problems come out. This past season put up an overall run defensive grade of 52.4, but at the end of the day, the Patriots need a coverage guy who's going to perform well on the field. And I know for a fact that this team is going to be able to coach some fundamentals in the run game to this kid and that he won't look as bad, okay? Jack Jones also had some issues coming out of college within the run game. In fact, in his first couple of seasons with the Patriots, when he was actually able to get on the field, he proved that he had some issues against the run, but yet the Patriots did still play him. Overall, you need a guy who's going to cover. Pritchett is going to be your guy, and the New England Patriots get their help at corner. All right, so moving on here in the 5th round with the 130th pick, the New England Patriots are going defense again, and they are going defensive line with Tyler Davis. Now, this is going to be a guy that probably is going to be more of an insurance policy for somebody like Christian Barmore, okay? Christian Barmore is going to be in contract year, and you hope that the Patriots are going to be able to get a contract extension done. But if not, the Patriots are sitting at a point where they quite literally do not have a guy that is going to be able to be plugged in and be an elite run stopper with pass rush ability. And New England does this thing where they like to play a lot of their edge defenders, right? Keon White, um, Lawrence Guy at times. But you even have Dietrich Wise playing in the interior a lot. Sometimes you just need a true nose tackle, just a true DT in the middle to plug the run, and not always an edge rusher. And you look at DT for the Patriots, and there's definitely some question marks. Like I said, Christian Barmore is that top dog right now, and you hope that they can get him re-signed. But if not, he has one more year under contract. Lawrence Guy is on the outside looking in, and I don't see how he even makes this team next year, or at this point, why he's even here. So he's probably another guy that is out. Devon Godchaux, who is the Patriots' starting nose tackle, was playing as one of the worst defensive tackles in the National Football League for like half the season. Now he's finally picked it up a bit, but he definitely is not worth the money, and the Patriots could definitely use an upgrade there. And again, might have to look into the future, and that is exactly what Tyler Davis brings here. In 12 games, he played 436 snaps. He had 2 sacks, 1 quarterback hit, 19 hurries, put up an overall pass rush grade of 68.1 and a 90.8 run defensive grade. Here, I was trying to decide with myself, okay, should I go with more of a pass rush defensive tackle here, or do I want to go with more of a run stuffing defensive tackle here? And I try to put myself in the Bill Belichick New England Patriots shoes, and they're a type of team that likes to get more alternative pressure, right? They'd rather get pressure with, Christian Barmore in the middle and then 2 edge rushers on the side. They don't really care to have a bunch of pass rushing defensive tackles. And why Tyler Davis does have that potential, I do believe, to at least have some playmaking ability in terms of pass rush from here to there. He's going to be a guy that is mainly there to stop the run and make plays at or behind the line of scrimmage. This is a guy that could be paired up very well with Christian Barmore, right? Say you have Matthew Judon on the field. Let's say you then have Christian Barmore. Then you have Tyler Davis, and then Keon White, whoever the next edge rusher is for the Patriots. That is a consistent defensive line mixed with guys who can get to the quarterback, but also guys who can stop the run. Now, definitely one of the bigger gripes on Tyler Davis is that he isn't as big as you would like from a defensive tackle, but he's not majorly undersized. Also, he's 6'2", 300 pounds. The Patriots have brought in interior defensive line guys before that have been significantly worse. But throughout his 3 years in Clemson, he's put up really good grades. His rookie season in 2021 put up an overall PFF grade of 70.8. In 2022, he put up an overall PFF grade of 82.9. And then this past year, put it up an elite PFF grade of 85.5. He is getting significantly better every single year. And this draft class is really being built upon guys that have true developmental traits and get better every single year. And while his stats didn't necessarily light up the board this past season in terms of getting to the quarterback, they did a lot more in 2022 when he was able to put up 7 sacks, 7 quarterback hits, 22 pressures, and 1 batted pass down. And even this year, despite that overall pass rush grade not being too high, that production not being too high, he still had an overall pass rush win rate of 11.3, which is just not bad. And to go along with that pass rush win rate, putting up a run stopping rate of 7.1% is also very well. Okay, this is a guy that is developmental. You're getting in the 5th round. So even if it's boom or bust and he doesn't work out, whatever, it's a 5th round pick, but can be an all around defensive tackle for you, doing the number one most important thing the Patriots want their defensive tackles to do in stopping the run. So this one, definitely one of my favorites throughout this entire draft class so far. Now, next up here in what do we have? We have the 6th round, 162nd pick overall. The Patriots are going back to offense, and they're adding to the backfield with running back Frank Gore Jr. And if you're asking yourself, wait, is this in relation to Frank Gore, one of the most productive running backs in the National Football League? Spent time with the Jets, spent time with the 49ers. Yeah, that is the Frank Gore we're talking about. This is his son. And if he is anything like his father, the Patriots are getting an absolute steal in the 6th round. Now, believe it or not, Some of you might be saying, well, if his dad was Frank Gore, there's no way he's going to last till the 6th round. Believe it or not, he is expected to be a 6th to 7th round pick, and where I'm getting him in the 6th round is actually expected to be a reach. Me personally, it would not surprise me if just because of name value alone, he's also put up really good production, but just because of name value alone, if he ends up being a guy that teams select a little bit higher. But let me tell you, Frank Gore Jr. is one bad man. And if the Patriots can get him here in the 6th round, I actually think that is quite a steal of a pick because he can be a true contributor. Now, this past year in 12 games, had 229 attempts on the ground for 1,119 yards, averaging 4.9 yards per carry. And to go with the receiving standpoint, he put up 27 receptions on 36 targets with 224 yards. Now, on the ground, he did also put up 10 touchdowns. Very, very productive for the Golden Eagles. Now, obviously, he didn't play up against the most competitive teams, but when you're able to put up these statistics, as long as he can have a good offensive line behind him, I do believe that he will still be very productive. This past year, he put up an overall PFF grade of 87.5. But last year in 2022, this man played elite, putting up an overall PFF grade of 91.9. He put up 1,378 yards on the ground last year and averaged 6 yards per carry. 6 yards per carry in 2022. Absolutely absurd to go along with another 9 touchdowns. Now, look, at 5'8", 195 pounds, Gore is definitely going to be a smaller running back in the NFL with some concerns on if he's going to get pushed around a little too much. He's a guy that, because of his size, though, you don't necessarily want peaking like 200 plus 200 because of how small he is. But the Patriots also have never shied away from these smaller backs, right? How many running backs have the Patriots had in the past that were small, right? James White, Dion Lewis, J.J. Taylor, who I also think was like 5'6", 5'7". They've never cared about the smaller running backs as long as you are productive. And he also put up an elusive rating, an elite elusive rating of 105.4, a rushing grade of 90.2 this past year with a zone grade of 88.5, and yards after contact was 3.6. Overall, he ranked 13th in the nation with yards after contact with 824. This is a guy from a receiving standpoint, but especially a rushing standpoint, is going to be able to do it all. Is he a guy that I'm confident could take over to be the Patriots' #1 running back if they don't re-sign Ramondre? No, but I think that this would be an excellent 1-2 punch with Ramondre, and ultimately we'll see how they can develop Gore to see if he can be that guy post Ramondre. But if not, you keep Ramondre, you sign him to an extension, and you do the 1-2 punch that you did this past year with Elliott and Ramondre, and you do that with Gore and Ramondre. And then lastly here for this way too early New England Patriots 2024 mock draft in the 7th round, pick 199th overall, I have the New England Patriots going offense yet again with offensive tackle Brandon Coleman, okay? It makes a lot of sense for the Patriots to double down at offensive tackle. Whether you're re-signing, Mike Onwenu or not, whether you're bringing in Jordan Morgan in the 2nd round, the Patriots need to take several shots at offensive tackle. Not only do they need starting caliber players, but they also need depth pieces. Okay, you can't keep rolling with Connor McDermott. You can't keep rolling with the same players you've tried to develop for 3 years. It's time to get new guys in the building. We don't know what Tyrone Wheatley is going to be for the Patriots at offensive tackle. But what I can promise you is that Vidarian Lowe should not be on this team next year and is not a developmental guy. Brandon Coleman in the 7th round, again, you're taking a shot on a guy. You're hoping that you can find something. You're hoping that even at best, he can be a swing tackle for you. And this is a guy that I think is illogical for the Patriots in the 6th to 7th round because of the diverse positions that he's been able to play. He's played all over the offensive line, mainly at left tackle, though. So the Patriots here taking multiple shots at left tackle in this draft. He put up 465 snaps at left tackle this past year. he put up 997 snaps at left tackle in 2022. But this past year, he also put up 255 snaps at left guard. So he has experience at left tackle. He has a good amount of experience over at left guard if the Patriots have to move on from Cole Strange or he just isn't ready. And he's even had a couple of snaps at right tackle and a few snaps at right guard. This past season, though, he appeared in 11 games, putting up a total of 720 offensive snaps, allowed 0 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, and 17 total hurries. This is another guy where he's going to be a bit of a better pass blocker than he is run blocker, but the difference in his game isn't super significant. This past year, he put up a pass blocking grade of 62.9 with a run blocking grade of 60.4. Clearly, I have a type when it comes to the Patriots offensive tackles because this is another unit for the Patriots offensive line. Because of his size, I do view him, again, more as of a tackle more than I do as a guy who's going to play on the interior. But 6'6", 320 pounds. This is going to be a guy that is going to be able to hold his own. An overall PFF grade this past season of 60.3 was actually the worst so far out of his 3-year career with TCU. In 2021, he put up a PFF grade of 66.8, and in 2022, he put up his best year with a PFF grade of 79.6, in which he played over 1,000 total offensive snaps, allowed 3 sacks, 8 quarterback hits, and 15 total pressures. Again, at this point, you're just hoping for a diamond in the rough and a guy that you can really just hope to develop at some point in the 7th round. And Brandon Coleman is a guy that I definitely think has some developmental skills. But guys, that is going to be the end of today's video for the New England Patriots way too early 2024 NFL mock draft. We didn't do any trades. So for those saying, well, you need to add a safety still, you need to add an edge rusher, you're not going to address all positions in the draft. That's what you have free agency for, right? The Patriots aren't going to come into this draft selecting every single position of need that we're looking at right now. What are your guys' thoughts on this, though? What would you grade it? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video. And, of course, most importantly, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. About half of you watching the videos as of late aren't subscribed. So do your boy a favor, support the channel, and subscribe. Completely free. It costs you nothing. But without further ado, guys, I will see you in the next video. Never forget, though,